Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Méchet for episode number 11, where we've moved forward to the 1st of April and we've a couple of things to do, a little bit of reorganisation to do on the farm regards the livestock. Had a bit of a think about a couple of bits and pieces. Anyway, first off, silage maize can go in this month. I had contemplated maybe not putting it in, just doing wrap bales of silage, but what we'll do is we'll move the bales we have in the bunker out of it. We can put them in storage with plenty of space, and we'll do the silage maize. We'll get it in there. That's down on the main farm. Up here on the sheep farm, we're going to move the sheep. We're going to swap them with the goats. The sheep are up here. The reason I want to swap them with the goats is because down where the goats are, when they produce the milk, there's no dairy beside it, whereas there is a dairy up here just down in the building down there, and we can bring the milk down there and process it down there. What I'll do is I'll move the small little articulated fork truck back up here and keep that up here for doing that. Plus we have plenty of hay in the barn here, and I haven't done any more with the grapple, but I will do. I will clear it out. We have a pallet of wool, as you can see, so they're doing okay. Get through the gate before I close it. So, silage maize, we're going to get that done. The other thing we're going to do, we're going to, as I said, swap the sheep and the goats. We're going to move the Simmental cows from where they are. They're on this pasture here. We're going to move them down and put them in the dairy barn because they produce milk as well. So we're going to bring them down to 253. We're going to move the Charlet from the fattening barn and we're going to bring them up and put them on the meadow up here. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that when we have let's visit this one. When we have the feed in for them, I need to go into this menu to show you. We have to make sure that we actually have, like on this one here, we just have meadow grass. So all they're getting is 55% cover from the fresh grass on the meadow. Now, if we put in the silage as well, or even hay, it will bump that up, that it will give them more. Now, I'm not doing total mixed ration until I figure out exactly how it works. But we need to get them up to 85%. So even if it means putting the silage beds in here, that's what we're going to do. If we go and look at the pasture with the goats on it, it's the same with them. They're only getting 37% productivity. If we add in hay as well, then that's going to bump it up to 100% productivity. It's a bit strange the way it works, but that's the way it works on this map. It doesn't just give them 63%, it gives them 100%. And we can see that when we go to the sheep barn, they have 100% productivity because they've got both hay and meadow. So you got the 63 and the 37. So that's it, bringing them up to the 100. I didn't realise that was the way it works. So there's a couple of things. We're going to shift the Simmentals. We're going to move, probably move these guys as well. I haven't quite decided what to do yet with them. Any of the other pastures that are down for cattle around, we can't put a milk tank. We can't collect the milk from them. They're only breeding pastures. They're only fattening pastures. So we kind of look at that. I don't want to overload the cow barn one, which is this one here. I don't want to overload that with like 3 or 4 different breeds of cows. I would really prefer to just have these on, but I'm going to move the Simmentals down there for the time being. Also, I'm going to bump up these. I'm going to give these the had silage, which is why their productivity is up. But they have the bit of hay as well now. Their productivity was actually higher. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get these sorted out. We're going to get the silage maize in the ground. And we'll get the animals sorted out and then we look at everything else. Now, one other thing I'm going to do. I'm going to do this straight away. Now, if I look at my stock check, it's telling me I have €179,000 worth of product that I can sell, which I don't. There's 82,000 shown in wood, but that's because I put down the industrial sawmill when I was rebuilding the map to transfer the wood over just because I wasn't going to transport it all when I was rebuilding the map. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to visit here for now. We're going to jump into construction mode. And I know there's wood in it. I'm going to lose it, but I'm going to get deleted. Gone. We'll get our 10 grand back. I'll hang on to that, but I lost the rest. Like we lost it. The 80,000, that's gone. I didn't want it anyway. I didn't want to be earning. There you go. We're back down to 97,000 worth of stuff in the product. And a lot of that is feed. Like we've 18,000, which is feed. We've 31,000, which is straw. So we're not that rich. It looks like we are, but we're not. It's just unfortunate you can't like click on this and say don't show the feed. Like you can't select. It'd be great if you could select straw, and they then tell it to hide the straw, but you can't. You can hide things you can't sell. Like you can do that and get rid of the likes of the stuff you can't sell. But it would be nice to be able to hide the stuff you're not going to sell as well. But however, it's just, I don't read a lot into the prices on this anyway, because I've often found them different when you actually go to sell them. But it does give you a little bit of an idea of what you have. It just kind of gives you that little bit of a pointer. Okay, we're going to deal with the wood from the point of view of lodgepole pines. We're going to get a planter. We're going to get some in here. And when we need to top up the firewood, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to plant them around here. They're easier to deal with the smaller trailer we have, and they're easier to transport. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave the big trees that are here now. I'm going to leave them around the outside. And I'm going to just work around them. So what we need to do is we need to get our Amazon planter, because we need this for, we need that to do our silage maize. We're going to need fertilizer. We haven't got fertilizer, so we're going to have to buy it. We have seed. There's fertilizer in the spreader, and that is the stuff I bought from the silo, which was a major mistake because it's double the price of buying the base game fertilizer. But anyway, on the fertilizer front, is there anything here? I haven't checked this since we moved forward. Oh, there is. Oh, this second-hand market's great at times. Look at that, 200. It's 95% off. How many bags is there? 8 bags, right. Okay, shoot me if you like, but I'm going to make use of that mod. Give out to me. I don't care. Yeah, we'll get that bunker cleared out, but this won't be ready for a couple of months anyway. Now I'm going to have to get a tractor and go down and pick up them bags. I'm going to just bring this up and park it up here since it was moving it anyway. And our seed is up in the loft. I'll have to just get it down. I think it spawned. I don't know exactly where it spawns. Let's just see. We'll just do the one for now. We won't need a lot for it. There it is, yeah. And let's get our feet. And we will get our trailer. We'll go down and pick up that fertilizer and bring it back up. And we'll get going on that field. So just to give you an outline of what we want to do moving forward. Going to move the animals. I'll have to do them with the trailer. It'll take a little bit of time. We have one sheep too many up in the pasture, of course. We've 61 up there and the trailer holds 30. So we'll have to do an extra run, but we're going to be transporting goats up and sheep down, so it won't be too bad. It's not like we're running up and down empty. We won't be. Anyway, I'll get the fertilizer loaded up, get it back and get going with the silage maize, getting that into the ground. And I'll update you as per usual as the episode goes on. But it's good to be making a clearer plan now. We're really going to concentrate on the livestock and the feed for the livestock and not worry too much about branching out and doing loads of corn and grain crops and everything else. And it's just keep it focused on the what we're doing for now. The snails will take care of themselves. We look after that on and off, and it'll just keep us ticking over money wise. Just finished off that silage maize field, and I came to the realisation I need a forage harvester to harvest that. So we're going to make a couple of changes. I had a quick look around and to see what was available field-wise. field number 52, which has nothing in it at the moment. So we're going to actually buy this. We're going to get the soil sampling done, and we're going to put silage maize in that as well, because if I'm going to have to get the harvester to do this one, might as well have a decent amount to put in the bunker. So moving forward, we're going to have to spend a bit of money. We'll have to lease the forage harvester unless we get a super deal in the second-hand market. As you can see, I bought seed as well when I bought the fertiliser. I went through the market when I was up there, and there was a load of seed going cheap as well. So never want to turn up a deal in the deals market, as I call it, rather than the second-hand market. And yeah, we're going to get the soil sampling done on that field, and hopefully it won't need ploughing. It's not telling me I need ploughing, but hopefully we won't need it, and we can just go straight to it and get that crop in the field. It'll probably need lime, but we can do that after, and then do the fertilise spreading. But I think that's the wise thing to do. At least then we can optimise the bunker and put the whole lot in from the two fields. And going forward, we will be looking to use that on a more regular basis anyway as our feed supply, I suppose, if it proves beneficial yield wise. Now let's go on that a bit. I wonder, can we get the two of these in two, or the field in two? Yeah, we will. Save money. Perfect. Okay, yeah. The results come back now, and we don't need ploughing. It usually tells you anyway beforehand it needs ploughing, but I just want to get that. There we go. Right, let's see. No ploughing required, but it does need lime, and it's got some nitrogen in it. Anyway, there you go. I'm going to get the silage maize into this one as well, so then we have the two silage maize fields going forward into whatever. How many months is it before that's ready? Let's see. The other one will show up now. Silage maize, where are we? Silage maize 7 months, so we've a fair time to go before they're ready. So the plus side to that is it gives us time to get money together, and a good opportunity that a second-hand forage harvester may come up in the second-hand market. You know what? I might actually go and throw a few of the older mods in for the second-hand forage, for the cheaper, older style forage harvesters into the game, so we have some options, because I know I would not have loaded any in on the game save because I wasn't really thinking that we were going to need a forage harvester at all down the road. But there you go. How things change when we're working on our livestock farm. Anyway, yeah, I had to put all this seed away. I just wanted to get the seeds in the ground and the field sown. And we're back in our John Deere, and we're going to go and get this field done. Of course, they'll need rolling then once we're finished, so we'll take care of that. Animal transfers are well and truly on. You think I would have done it, get it parked without crashing. Yeah, we're moving up the goats, and I discovered that we have 30 baby goats that I never even knew we got. So we will have to make our 3 trips anyway. In other words, saying I had to do 1 extra trip. We had to make 3 anyway, just to bring that extra 1 up. We have to bring the extra 30 up, and I kind of didn't realise the goats were that close to producing. We did actually put in half of them were older, so they produce goat milk straight away. So yeah, that's plus side in that they reproduce quicker too. So just gone to, I shifted the Semmentals down to the milking barn, and I shifted the Charlet up to the pasture up there. I brought 1 bale of silage up just to put it in their feed, and I'm going to shift the rest of the food now once I get the animals moved first. So I'll get some hay down to the actual where the sheep are going now, and we're okay up in the goat pen. They've plenty of feed up there, so thankfully I have a couple of hay bales as well in the storage at the main farm. I have plenty of silage bales there, so I'm moving stuff out of the bunker anyway. I actually done a little bit of terraforming on the ground beyond where I put down the shed, just for parking trailers and stuff like that, just to get them out of the silage bunker. Now I know we're a while off from actually putting anything into it, but you know, might as well get used to parking them elsewhere now. Now let's slow down. Either side. I haven't encountered traffic here yet, but that was the first time. So we'd have to make the 3 trips up and down anyway, and that'll be them all shifted. We'll have to do the rounds with the water as well, and I haven't even done anything regards contracts yet. So we're going to move over another 30. Now let's see, what is there in line of contracts? So we have a wrapper, so we don't need that. We'll take that one. What else we got? We'll take the fertilizer when we have fertilizer. Hoeing, we haven't got a hoe yet. Now, spraying. No, I'm going to take the equipment and do that. We're going to have to buy a sprayer. Just want to do a bit of variety in them rather than just doing all the same, like taking all the bale wrapping contracts. We've 3. Did I take 4? Fertilizing, spraying, and bale wrapping. Yeah, no, that's it. Losing track of myself. So I'll get these animals moved around. What I'm kind of hoping is that eventually down the road we will have most of the pens in use on the map for the animals, because we're really concentrating on livestock on this one for now, and looking after, which of course involves growing crops as well for straw. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to concentrate on the animals anyway for now, and concentrate then of course on the productions on both of the farms for their cheese and butter and everything else. The only thing I probably won't bother with is water buffalo, but we'll see. Never say never. Right, let's see us watching the video closely. Did you see what I done there? Because I wasn't talking, or wasn't concentrating when I was talking. Last clip, I never loaded up the goats. I drove the whole way back up and I'm going, where's my goats? I didn't press the last button to confirm. So I drove the whole way up with an empty trailer, so now I'm going back down and made sure I have the sheep in it this time. But there you go. That's what happens when you're, that's what you say, don't talk on your mobile phone when you're driving, because you're not concentrating on what you're doing. Same applies to farm sim. Right, all the animals are moved, but I totally overlooked the fact that the alfalfa field is ready, plus the grass where the meadow is, that I moved the sheep to, because we can cut that. It doesn't affect the meadow. It's actually a field. So what's happening here is we're going to make alfalfa silage bales. We're going to wrap them, because we've enough hay in the shed up at the top of the hill, and then we're going to make hay down where the sheep are, and that'll do the sheep down there. Now I'm going to have a look, see is there a small storage shed I can put down in the field down there to store the bales, so they're not just sitting in the field. And these bales will be brought down and put into the main storage on the main farm. Although there is storage in the shed here. Oh, that's an idea. Might have a look at putting one of them sheds down. I don't know how much they are. They're probably expensive. But might just keep it the same as the rest of the map and just look at putting one of them down, just to have it looking the same. There you go. I overlooked that, and I was just thinking what way I was going to sort out the feed for the sheep when I moved them down, and then I looked at the grass and I thought that looks pretty ready, and it is. So we're going to do that. We make, as I said, alfalfa silage here, get it stored and we'll make the hay down at the other one and get it stored as well. So a little bit more work to do than I actually thought. So be busy for another while, yeah. Haven't got near the contracts, and as I said, I'm trying to cut back on them anyway, so it may not be a case. I was doing 5 a day. I said I was going to cut that down to 4. Maybe a case of just doing maybe 6 or 8 contracts for the whole month and leaving it at that. We're trying to be less reliant on them. Don't want to be doing the same type of contracts over and over and over again. Like, don't want to be doing 4 wrapping contracts or 4 mowing contracts, or I want to kind of just mix and match, do a little bit of variety. Anyway, I'll get this field done and then I'll move down to the other field, and then I'll have to get the windrower up here to windrow it up. We'll have to look out for a mower that'll drop a swap, but they cost a lot more. And yeah, we'll get both these fields complete and deal with all the food issues then for all the animals. And of course we got our products to sell. I haven't even looked to see what's in the snail production, in the actual cooking production. Have we got? I assume we have more now than we did at the start, so we'll have that to sell as well. So we're not entirely broke, or we're not going to be entirely broke. I think we're going to be alright. Just windrowing the alfalfa here to make silage bales out of it. Silage alfalfa. The grass in the what is now the sheep pasture is tedded, and it's to be windrowed now, and that's going to be hay for them down there. And then our own grass field, the original one, is it's cut. It needs to be windrowed as well. So we're going to have quite a few bales when we finish, so we're going to have plenty of feed anyway. We're going to be well equipped feed wise for the time being. So once that's done, then that's all the cattle movements and livestock movements and goats. The goats are up here now, up in that field. The sheep are now down in the other pasture. The Charolais are up where the Simmentals were in the other meadow, and all the rest apart from the Vosges calves are all in the milking parlour pasture. So part 1 of today's plans is almost complete. I totally forgot that our grass fields are going to be ready, and the alfalfa as well. Oh, I'm throwing a worker in there. Don't want a worker. I'll just get these done before I even progress on to the contracts. This rain was not here till 7 o'clock this evening, so it's not going to affect us. We'll get all this done before then. Should get them in off the field as well, because I doubt if there'll be enough to overfill the trailer. I'll probably only have to do 1 run in each case. And what I'm going to have a look at is putting a shed to store the bales down on that pasture where the sheep are now, instead of bringing them up, because it's going to be for feeding them anyway, so I might as well leave them down there. Granted, now probably end up with too many bales for them, but you know, I don't want to be leaving them sitting on the ground in the field and then or carting them up to the farm and then bringing them back every time they need a bale. So things are going pretty well. The plan is working out for the day. That's what you like to see, a nicely done field. I had to bump a few bales and turn them over because they were rolling down the hill. Actually, quite surprised a few more didn't take off. There's 26 alfalfa bales. Not too sure how many there was in the other 2 fields. I never reset the counter properly until I got up here. But yeah, that's that. Now I need to get the wrapper and get grass bales and the alfalfa wrapped, and then we'll just deal with the hay down on the pasture with the sheep. Now the thing is that enclosure, the feeding trough actually holds 75,000 litres, so a lot of them bales will go in there. But I'm still going to have a look for some shed that will kind of fit in. All the bale storage sheds are very big. I don't really want something to take up half the field. I'd like something that you can tuck into the corner and just put the bales in it. So it may be a case of just putting down a small shed and using the loader and throw the bales in. It won't be an auto stacker bale shed, if you know what I mean. But anyway, we've that done, and just got to get them wrapped up now. We're okay for time. We're okay with the rain. It's not going to affect us, and get them in off the field, and then I'll work away on getting the contracts done. It's amazing though that the grass bales are much smaller than the actual hay bales. Actual literage. I think they're only about 3,500, whereas the silage bales are 4,700 or something like that, or the hay bales. There's more in them. Anyway, go back to get the wrapper, and I'm going to get these wrapped up. Just going to put all these bales in the storage at the main farm. I know I was saying I might leave some up on this farm, but there's no point because they're going to be used down on the main farm anyway. So I have a mixture of alfalfa and normal grass silage bales here because there was 26 on the field up here, so we weren't going to get them all down in one go. So when I loaded up the other bales down below, there was 21 normal grass bales. Sorry, 24 bales on the trailer. We picked up 3 up here. Yeah, there was 21. So, picked up 4 up here. Sorry, it was 20. So, yeah, we're going to get that done. Off the field. Loads of... I'm starting to think now we have more than enough land for feed if we're just doing them the way we're doing them at the moment. Even with when the pens are maybe at full, it might be slightly different. We do have one grass field, the one we bought last episode, that isn't ready to cut yet, but I think we may have more than enough to keep us going. We'll see as we move forward anyway. I'll go get the case, put the loader on and go down and shift them hay bales on the field. I'll get what I can into the actual, I suppose you call it the trough or whatever, the feeder. Yeah, we'll call it the feeder. It holds 75,000 litres, so I'll get what I can in there, and then we will. I'll do this way. It's actually easier than getting caught up in the door. You're trying to back in from the other side, it's just a little bit more awkward. Yeah, we've good storage of bales anyway. I'll just put them in there as well, and I'll get back and get the rest of them off the field. Just dealing with the hay, the sheep pen. And yeah, I think it's all going to fit in the feed pasture, or the feed trough, whatever you want to call it. Because these are the last 2 bales that are left. I thought I was going to be putting a building down or something, or some way of storing them, a little shed, or... But needless to say, we don't need a shed. Now, I got the 2. Now, 2 are too heavy for this. Need to go slowly. Little tractor. That's them all, I think. I think I got the rest. I don't know if there's any around the corner. Did I miss any down there? Didn't know. Did they fit inside? I haven't been putting them inside. I've just been putting them on the roof, and then they get taken in. Now, I've done 2 twice before, and once I didn't manage to get the 2 of them in. They fell off. Of course, I'll wait until I bring you back, and then I'll risk it again. Yay, we got it. So what's in there now? 58,000. Sorry, just with a cough coming on there. They just pause the mic for a second. Yeah, 58,000. So that's this dealt with. Now, I twice moved pallets of wool, so we now have a third pallet with one bale on it. Because I moved them when I was cutting the grass and then when I was tedding it or whatever. But I'm going to get the man truck and come down and deal with that. Now, let's go into animals and we just have a look. If we look in the sheep pastures, the sheep we have down here now, this one here, we can now see that we have 100% productivity because we have the hay and the grass in. If we look at the one up on top, it'd be the same. If we look at the cow pasture, we only have 55%, 85%. Yeah, we've 85 because we have silage in there. The only way we get the 100 is with total mixed ration. And as I said, I'll have a look and see what way that works. Then we have, in this one, we still no story tank connected to this one. We'll have to sort, and it's just the one that has no story tank. Yeah, it's just that one. I'll see, can I put an underground tank in? They have silage, so they're 85%. Yeah. So that's it. We have all our food needs dealt with. I did the wrapping contract on the way back with the wrapper because there was no point not doing this when I had the wrapper on the back of the tractor. And yeah, I'm going to start doing the contracts now. I just gone to get a few knocked out, get these two done and move on to the next day. Probably do 4 a day, which would be 12 rather than 15. Might even cut that back again. Might just do 8 or 10 and leave it at that and see how we get on. We always have them there to fall back on, and it'd be nice to just have a bit of variety in them rather than just doing all the same contracts all the time, because you kind of just get such a big bunch of, say, bale wrapping or fertilisation or that all coming up together. And that's why I took the equipment for the spraying contract, because we haven't done any and I just wanted something different to do. Anyway, I need to actually fertilise this field. No, it's okay. And the alfalfa I already looked at, that's okay. That should grow again. I don't know how many cuts. Do you get 2 cuts out of it or 3? I don't know. We'll find out after the next one anyway. Everything else is okay with the crops. Everything seems to be going okay. And yeah, I'll just get tidied up, get the contracts started, and I'll give you an update again. Okay, I'm tidying the house and just doing bits and pieces, doing contracts. We've dealt with all the grass and silage and hay that we done already. We've topped off the sheep pasture with all the hay bales. They all fitted into the trough, as I said, or the feeding station. And I removed the silage out of the shed or the bunker. So there's no silage in the bunker now. Just finished the contract. I'm going to collect the contracts now. Moved them all out. Quite a bit went into the barn up here. So these are okay, into the cow barn. So we have 30,000 litres of food in there. And I have loaded up 10 bales on this to go up to the Charlet up in the field pasture. I bought this John Deere loader. It was in the second-hand market. I picked it up because the poor old case is a little bit light for dealing with bales. So I just said I'd get this because I can then pull the trailer at the same time, whereas the poor case now, if I tried to pull 10 bales on the trailer up to this farm or this field, the pasture, I'm sure I'd have a lot of problems in doing that. So what I'm going to do is, we're only in the second day of April. I've 6 contracts complete. I'll collect them now once I get up here. I'll just run through with you. I think it's 6 contracts we've completed. we were kind of saying we do 5 a day at the start. And I told you to reduce it down to 4. So we haven't even done 4 for each day we've done so far. Granted, we're only at the beginning of the second day, but it's possibly going to be 8 contracts in total that we're going to complete. And you can see that the gate's still open because I did bring 2 bales up on the fork and struggled, really did struggle bringing them up. Now, drop that off. So I'm literally just picking them up one at a time and dropping them in because trying to take 2, it's not working out. It's okay when you're loading them on or that, but trying to put them up on top of the feeder, they're just falling off. And there you go, you see, knock the other one off the other side straight away. So I just got to top out this feeder, and literally these Charlotte are going to have offspring. I think it's in 4 months' time. Let's have a look. They are due to have offspring in 6 months' time. So their food should be 100% up here now, or their productivity. Is it giving me productivity there? Health, reproduction time. No, it won't give me it here. I'll have to go on to the map to see. There's nothing in the fattening barn now. The calf barn, yeah, they do. The cow pasture, which is this one here. We're 85%. That's all we're going to get. We need total meat ration to get that extra 15. But yeah, we have the 85% anyway, which is good enough. Now, contracts. So there you go. There's our 8 contracts, 6 contracts. I've the figure in my head, I'm going to do 8. That's what I keep saying. So we've done 1 hoeing, the spraying contract. We still have these 2 bits of equipment. The bale wrapping, we have the wrapper leased, and the fertilizer spreader we own. So we're going to collect these. Now, before I collect on the other 2, let's see. Bale wrapping, we have the equipment. Fertilization, we have the equipment. Hoeing, we don't. Stone picking, we don't. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to just collect on these anyway. So that equipment's gone back. I emptied the sprayer up at the yard. The material is up there. So we're up to 49,000. Now, we do have a bit of product to sell. What I've actually done is I've shut down the butter, or not the butter production, the cooked snail production, because it kept running out of butter. So what we have there is what we have now that we can sell. We have our cheese, we have our cooked snails. Firewood's taking care of itself. Goat milk is going into the dairy for the cheese. Everything else is kind of just going. That's the only other cheese we have. That's worth 15,000. That's fairly good. That's from the milk. I have to move the milk into the two dairies as well, because they're running low, and one dairy is struggling to keep up. Actually, the 2 dairies are struggling to keep up with the requirements for the milk, for the butter, if you know what I mean. They're okay with the milk, but they're not going to use it. They're not going to use it all up. They're struggling to keep up with producing the butter, because I'm able to produce the cheese. If I wasn't able to produce the cheese, or run out of milk, then I'd shut down the cheese. So basically our income is, you know what, it's okay. It's not fantastic. We have our supplementary income from the contracts, which I'm happy enough with. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick 2 more contracts and do them. I'm going to actually move forward to next month. I'm going to finish topping off this, because I think all these bales will fit in. I'm going to move forward to next month then, and I'll just finish off the 2 contracts that I'm going to do, because I'm only going to do the 8, or not the next month, the next day of this month. And then we're going to round up, sell our products, round up our money, see what we have. And yeah, that's where we're going to finish the episode, because we've no more field work to do now anyway. It's all done. See, it's so easy to get these in when you only do 1. but so much easier with this tractor because it has that bit of power and a slightly better loader. And the cow's just going to keep chasing me and walking through the tractor. I did do 2 bales on this, and it's just one usually falls off. So I just said, right, it's just a quick to do the one, and it definitely goes in, as opposed to doing 2 and then you're trying to chase one around the field. So April, we're almost at the end of it. As I said, we've no more work to do on our own farm in this month. I'm going to get really cheeky now and just try 2 again. It's just the difference of the tractor. This tractor definitely, with the extra weight and size, we're able to kind of maneuver a lot better. Now these should be okay. There you go, got them. Getting better at it. Okay, I'll finish this up and I'm going to move to the next day, and I'll bring you back in to finish off the episode, and we'll sell off whatever products we have and we'll see what we get up to. I reckon we'd be lucky if we get to 70,000 in total. Well, with the contracts we might get over, so I'm happy enough with that, because we're not progressing where we're earning crazy amounts of money. Now, we did do a lot of work this month to earn it, but I prefer that we're still floating around the same money we started with, rather than having 120 grand in the bank now and plus 60 grand on what we started the month with. I'm happy enough if the month is going up by, say, even 5, 6, 10 grand at the most. There's no point in having it that, I could do it certain ways, and I could do all the contracts I wanted to and have 80 grand from contracts alone, but that grows very tiresome after a while. There you go, the difference in this loader and this tractor. I just seen it in the second-hand market, and I thought, you know what, that'll go on the John Deere. It might be worthwhile, and to be honest, yeah, definitely. So food-wise, we've just under 45,000 litres in here, which is more than enough. There's only 5 of them in here. When they reproduce, we'll get 5 calves, 0 months. We're going to add to that total, probably do 2 or 3 trailer loads, which will be either 12 or 18, and we're going to sell the big ones off because they're beef, and they'll be at their top then when they do that. So that's the game plan there in 6 months' time. Anyway, let me get stuck into the rest of this, and then I'll bring you back for the final wrap up in this episode. Time to sell the cheese and the cooked snails again. I've moved forward, as in I've done 2 contracts and I've 1 left to go. You can see it there, stone picking contract. There we go, 29,849 plus 1,553. So almost 31,000. That's not bad. Restarted the cooked snails up again. They were shut down to let the butter build up. That's all up and running now. Contracts, let's just park, take in the view. Contracts. We completed a wrapping contract, we collect that. We completed a fertilisation contract, we'll collect that. And this came up, a stone picking one, so I decided to do it. So I have the equipment up there already. I'm at a starting it, so we're up to 90,800. We're going to add that 4,000, whatever it is, to it as well. So that'll be our finishing total on the end of this episode. Is going to be pretty close to 95,000, so that's not too bad. Now, around the right side of the roundabout. I'm always going around the wrong side. I'm going to park this at the dealership, even though we've nothing there, rather than driving all the way back up the map. I'm just going to leave it there for now. Now, where are we? I moved that forklift up, it took me forever. So everything is kind of dealt with. I didn't put that away after washing it. And the water has been done, the milk has been delivered. Everything has been dealt with that needs to be. Just kind of wanted to do this contract just for something different. I'm just going to work away at this before we run out of time in this month, in this day. And that's it for episode number, what are we on? Number 11. from Méchet. I had to check because I'm so long doing this episode, as in real time. It's after taking quite a bit of time to get through everything that had to be done, that I forgot what number we were on. I even forgot what day it was. Episode number 11 done. Looking at what we have coming up in our own fields to be ready, we have nothing ready next month. That grass is only, I don't know where that is, it's only 1.5 acres. That's actually where the farm is, I think. We've nothing ready for quite some time. So what we might actually do is just work through the contracts next month and just get them done. Deal with the animals and that. There's nothing happening there with newborns or anything like that. And I'd say you'll probably be joining me again in May. Could even be in June. There's no point bringing you back in for more contracts. I'll just do them and probably do 8, maybe 9, that's it. And sell whatever product we have or that. You know what? I'll even let the product build up and I'll sell it when we come back. So we'll probably have 2 months full product there, maybe 2.5, if we leave it until the end of the month and just see how we're doing that way, because the money we have in the bank is going to cover our loans and everything else. If that major happens, I will record it. Like, if we buy another plot of land or anything like that, there's no point really, because we have enough pastures or meadows or grasslands to provide the feed, so we don't need to buy another grass field. And we're getting to the time of the year when buying another field is not going to produce anything for us this year except a root crop and that, and we're not doing them. Maybe down the road we may do some root crops, but at the moment definitely not. We're just going to concentrate on the livestock, on the dairy here, trying to build it up and get them producing more milk. And as I said, just livestock for the time being. We let the deadwood just work its way through what's in it. Haven't decided yet to plant any lodgepole pine trees yet, or whether to just shut it down for the time being once we get what's in it gone and out of the way, because it was really just to see how it worked that we wanted to try it out. No intention of doing the grapes yet. As I said, probably will, but honestly that's 2 years off. We want to get the livestock farm with the dairy and the beef up running 100% before we even consider taking on the grapes. But it's in the pipeline. It's in the pipeline anyway for down the road. But for now, episode number 11 in the bag, done, dusted from Méchet. Thanks again for joining me. Really appreciate the support with the likes and all the new subscribers we've got to the channel as well. And if you have any comments or anything like that, feel free. Criticism is always welcome if it's constructive. Everyone does things slightly different on Farmer Simulator, and if I'm not doing something the way you like it, well, it's not that I don't care, it's just I'm not going to change at this stage. I'll go do things the way I want to do them myself anyway. But if you see something that you think I could do in a different way or a better way, just let me know what you think anyway. But for now, we're done. Episode 11 in the bag, done, dusted. For now, all that's left for me to say is goodbye until the next time. Bye bye.